Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will start by reading the protocol for public forums. Forums are limited to 5 minutes per topic. Discussions or comments about town employees, agency members, or volunteers should be avoided so as not to violate individuals' rights. There is no one present for public forum. So we will start with the minutes from
May. So if you turn that
we
first
have
page,
May and August, both minutes.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We still haven't got that car, have we?
No, I think it's on the table. It's been tabled for a while.
Oh, okay.
Do we have any questions or discussions on either the May or the August minutes? You did happen to mention how the yard is looking, and you're absolutely right. It really looks so nice. The grass is coming up beautifully. It is, and then that furthest parking area, it's not, and it's been up and running for a while, but
It's
that'll be
nice.
really nice. And that will
Yeah.
be plowed in the
Oh,
winter months
yes,
and all.
salted
Excellent,
and sanded. Yay.
excellent. It
Yeah.
is really nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? Any comments or questions? May I have a motion to accept the minutes for both?
So moved. Second?
Opposed? None. It's unanimous. Okay, we will go on to the director's report as well as the schedule for October, right?
Yes. So I hope you all got a chance to get some of our energy efficient light bulbs. I got a grant, which I thought was going to be for some, not 8 cases of light bulbs. So if anybody is interested, I still have plenty of energy efficient light bulbs, so feel free to come on down and grab a few. Plenty to go around, so trying to do all we can to go green. So let's see. Just a reminder that this Friday we're closed, and I put that in quotes. We're all going to be there. We're just going to be cleaning. So if there's anything that you feel needs attention,
I'll give you these.
okay, thanks. Please let me know. It might already be on our list, but I'll, and if not, I'll add it to it. So plenty of time for us to tinker and clean in there. I really want to give a heartfelt thank you to everyone who helped towards the meal for Diane and her mom after the loss of her brother. And I sincerely appreciate all that you do when I come out and say, can you give me a hand? And I really, really appreciate it. A lot of people stepped up to the plate to help out with that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have 2 job opportunities that I have posted. One is, it's been posted for a while. One is for a census taker, and that's through the government. Okay, that's posted. You contact them. It's legitimately paid. Everything is on the up and up there.
Is that the one you go from house to house? Because I read about that.
Yes, no, this isn't the one you go from house to house. This one's going to require that you have a computer and can do some basic data entry and phone calls. So there isn't door to door.
So does that mean it's all the work is done in the person's home?
Yeah, yep. You can stay right at your house, work your own hours. I'm not beyond that. I don't know what
Yeah.
they have planned, but it's really work your own hours from your house. And there's another great opportunity from Catholic Charities, and they're only looking to hire senior citizens. They want to give that opportunity to a senior. They're hiring someone who would go and be some sort of a friendly visitor, maybe do some light housekeeping. They don't do any heavy housekeeping. Maybe run and grab their prescriptions for them, along those lines, kind of like a caregiver without heavy duty. These aren't people that need to be lifted or, bathed or anything along those lines.
Didn't they have one of those services before that we had from the senior center of people?
Yes. Yep.
Well,
but this one is going to be.
That was, I think, just a friendly visitor.
Yeah, that was just a
type
friendly
thing.
visitor.
This is more gonna be like.
This one's going to be
Like
paid.
elder care places do.
Yes, this is gonna be
Sort of
like
an
paid.
aid, I guess you'd call it, visiting nurses
Yes.
tend to
Didn't we
do
have
that.
Felicia Naughton do something through Catholic Charities when she first came here?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember Felicia Norton.
Yeah, because she worked up here, but it was through Catholic Charities.
A long time ago. A long
Oh,
time.
yeah, that was,
Yeah,
definitely.
So
Even before my time,
must have
maybe.
been.
I don't remember that.
they either have a part-time job or they can make it full-time. To me, it sounds like just a wonderful opportunity for any of our seniors that are looking for something to do and to get paid for it, or supplementing their income. So feel free to give either Clark or myself a call at the center, and we can direct you to who you need to talk to at Catholic Charities. But again, they're looking to fill those positions with just senior citizens.
And it would probably entail more than just people who require this help. It'd be more than just Sutton. I would imagine it's going to be a
Yes, it's
spread out
surrounding
area.
areas. Yeah,
Yes.
so they would be also going to surrounding towns. In which case, if you're obviously you'd be using your car, they'll pay you mileage too. So not only will you get paid to do it, but you keep track of your mileage, and they'll pay you for your mileage too. Oftentimes, we get questions from seniors that are looking for some part-time employment. So this might be a nice opportunity
Sure.
to share some fellowship and get paid for it at the same time. Our friends over at St. Mark's are doing a Scarves for Haiti. And I did not realize this, but, and Ginny had brought it to our attention, that St. Mark's runs a nursing home in Haiti for 40 senior citizens.
Right.
And they pay for that, the whole thing, soup to nuts, for these 40 seniors. So, and how they raise money for that is, and I don't want to be in competition with our own chain of lights.
No, it's not.
However, this is just a plenty of knitting and plenty of help that can go around. So what they're looking for, these Scarves for Haiti, they're looking for some talented folks who would knit and or crochet scarves. And these scarves are sold at Chain of Lights, at St. Mark's, and all the proceeds go to support that nursing home. 100% of everything they get in, 100% goes to...
Everything that goes through the Haiti committee goes to Haiti.
Haiti.
Nothing
Right.
even goes to St. Mark's.
No.
It goes to Haiti.
I believe at Chain of Lights, don't they also sell some jewelry and stuff that
We
it's made? I know
No, we
different
sell-
ones have said it
We
there.
sell a
Yeah.
lot of
It really
Yeah,
is
but
a
We
worthy
have to raise
thing.
over $60,000. The minimum's $60,000 to support this nursing home.
Right. I'm
Plus
sure
do
you
all the
do.
repairs and everything.
Right. Right.
So it's a big undertaking.
It surely
That
is.
I think we're in our 26th year
Wow.
of doing this.
That's wonderful,
Yeah.
really. It is.
You know,
Worthy
a lot of
cause.
folks will say, well, how come you don't, do something like that in your own backyard or your own home? Our nursing homes in this country, good or bad, however, do quite often get supplemented through the government. Unlike Haiti, that
Haiti
doesn't have
get any
anything.
supplement. If they didn't have this, and they're the only nursing home around, okay, they take people that come from the streets. Most of them are from the streets,
Sad.
have no family or anything,
True.
and basically come very, very sick. Some of them, they extend their years for 5 to 10 years. And they now get good meals.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Wonderful. It
That's
is.
fantastic.
It
So,
is.
anybody who's willing to do that, you can feel free to drop the scarves off at the senior center. I can put a little thing in my office. Feel free to bring them in. Just make sure that you're earmarking those for St. Mark's for scarves for
They
Haiti.
also liked what the yarn's made of. A label with the
A label with the type of yarn. Okay. All right.
on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so they want it made from like a whole skein of, well,
it
that
doesn't-
has
no,
the
it-
paper.
no, it doesn't
A lot
matter.
of yarn comes through without that label on it, so they want to know what the yarn
If
consists
they-
of.
If you
Most
can.
They
knitters know what they're knitting
They do.
with, even
They
when they're
do.
just getting the skeins
Right.
from,
I understand.
contributions.
You can tell
So-
by touch.
Right.
Yeah.
In other words, if which I don't knit,
Acrylic
but if
and-
I
acrylic
would
wool or something.
knit a scarf, it would be nice if once it was completed to put a label. What if it's like wool or,
Yeah.
or acrylic or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very important.
Yeah.
Some people have allergies to that stuff.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do. So as long as the knitters know, it can just put a little note, pin it to the finished product. I
Yes.
suppose is that it?
Yeah, and they can be any size.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's
I'm sure.
fantastic. You know, we're very lucky to have like St. Mark's and Congregational Church. Not only do they do really great things like this, they're also big supporters of the food pantry.
Yes.
And if there's an elder in need in town beyond something that we couldn't do at the center, we always can reach out to either Congregational Church or St. Mark's. So we sincerely appreciate it. So if we could do some scarves for them, that would be fantastic.
Right.
And we also support, we have students going to school, but that's not, the 60,000 isn't the student. There's more that we raise just
I'm
for
sure.
students. We all support a student.
That's fantastic. Wow.
It is, without a doubt.
Because a lot of those children would never get educated.
Oh, God.
And we support both boys and girls, not just boys.
That's awesome. Very nice. Good to hear. There's some good news today. We have a really big event coming up, more so the informational that we have been talking about for a long time. And it's going to be held at the Senior Center with the Planning Board on Wednesday, October 2nd at 11 o'clock. I'm asking if you can, please be there. Because we have discussed it so much, and it's going to be about housing in Sutton. And again, because we've hammered on it so much for so long, if we can be there to be the voice all together, I mean, they can listen to me till I'm blue in the face. However, if they get input from the target audience, that would be fantastic. So, again, that's going to be any questions that anybody has, any concerns that they have. Planning board's going to be there to field those. It's also going to be taped so that people who are homebound or whatnot can watch it. So please, if you get the chance, come down to that. This is the moment we've been waiting for. So again, Jen Hager from the planning board, Wednesday, October 2nd at 11 o'clock at the senior center. And we're going to be addressing housing in Sutton and what's going to be coming up. And if you want, flip to the other page is our October events. I can't believe I'm saying October.
I know.
Yeah.
And every month I meet you guys, I can't believe it's. Oh, for heaven's sake. On Tuesday, the 1st, at 11 o'clock, the men's tool shed is going to be doing a tour of Unified, which is actually the Atlas box down here in 146. So they're going to be touring through there. Anybody who's interested in that, any guys, I'm hoping. We won't exclude the girls, but hopefully we're trying to get something going for the men. Feel free to just come on down to the center. We're going to carpool over. I'm not sure the parking situation there, so if we could carpool from the center, that would be better. Anybody is welcome to attend that. If you could call the center and let us know if you're going to go, so I have an idea of how many people are going to be there, that'd be fantastic. So again, that's a tool shed tour of Unified here in Sutton on Tuesday, October 1st. Wednesday, October 2nd, going to be a big day. So we just discussed that the planning board is going to be there talking about housing in Sutton. But from 9 to noon, the tax assessor, our Sutton tax assessor's office, will be on hand to offer you any tax help for seniors, give you different ideas of how you can lower your taxes here in town. She'll have a little table, and it's very confidential, so if you want to walk up one-on-one and talk with them, that's fantastic. This was a good time to hold this in my heart of hearts because hopefully we get a lot of seniors that come out to listen about housing. And while they're there, they can pick up some information on tax help. So hopefully that works out okay. Let's see what else. On Wednesday, October 9th, this is a fantastic program that Clark has brought back, and it's very important. The Better Business Bureau will be there at 11 o'clock to talk about holiday fraud prevention. Because especially this time of year, when people are ordering online and getting all kinds of goodies through the mail, they will be there to talk to you on how to avoid being a victim of fraud during the holidays, which is evidently a big problem. So, again, that's with the Better Business Bureau. Come on down for that. Wednesday, October 9th at 11 o'clock. On the 6th, we're closed on the 14th for Columbus Day. On Wednesday, October 16th, 11 o'clock is book club. And who remembers the name of that book?
The Woman in the Window.
That a girl.
By A.J. Finn.
Woo, The Woman in the Window.
Huh?
How do you remember that?
Oh, I don't know. I just have total recall.
You got it written in front of you?
Not in front of me, but I did ask what it was yesterday. And I did happen to read the book a while back, so
So you'll be coming to book club?
no. That's not my thing. It's not my
We
thing.
have a good time.
You're going to have a
I'm
couple
sure
of
you
new
do.
people this month.
But I also
Yeah.
need
Most have
one
new
day
people.
Yeah.
a week to do my own stuff.
Right.
And that's Wednesday's it.
That's it. It's the only day we'll give you off for us.
Well, not really, but it is. It's a good book. It is a good book.
So everybody's welcome to book club.
Oh, absolutely.
Great group,
I'm sure.
good fun. Come on down. That's Wednesday, October 16th at 11 o'clock. On Monday, the 21st at 10:30, we have the nutrition coach, Sarah Roy. She's the one who recently did some healthy eating with us last month. And she did a fantastic job. It's her thing is called Running Girl Eats because she runs and yet she likes to eat all kinds of food. So anyhow, she's a nutrition coach and she's going to be at the center to do healthy holiday eating. So she's going is that even possible? We're going to find out if that's possible. So anyhow, she's going to have some different holiday recipes and snack foods and hors d'oeuvre things and talk to us about healthy holiday eating. So when you're at a dinner or something, maybe you choose something else other than the gravy. So, Toby, our masseuse, is going to go to once a month instead of every week. She has people, but she has a bigger following right now at the Auburn Senior Center. She's got quite a few people there. Whereas here, she'll see one or two, sometimes it's three. She does a great job. It's well received, but it's not.
Not enough people.
Yeah, it's not constant for her to constantly give up that time. So she's going to come once a month, and that date will be Thursday, October 24th. And that would be.
Is she going to fluctuate which Thursday she
Yes.
comes? So, all right, each month they need
Yeah.
to be aware it's not the fourth
Yes.
Thursday.
Yep. So
Nice,
each month it'll be
nice.
something different.
What time is that?
She goes from 10 until 2:30. And sometimes a little earlier, depends on her schedule, but certainly you can call and schedule that if you would like. And our favorite time of year, Wednesday, October 30th, our Pucky Huddle preschool will be there to trick or treat. And we do the little walk around the parade around the parking lot. Oh, it's so much fun. They're so cute. So anyhow, they will be there for tricks and treats, Pucky Huddle Preschool on Wednesday, October 30th at 9 o'clock. They can only stay about an hour, as they typically do, so it's not a long time. But feel free to come on down. I'll give you a bag of candy that you can hand out to the kids. But they have great costumes, and the families are nice to see, so come on down for that. There may be a few late additions, extra events that'll get squeezed in there. I don't want to say any more because they keep getting pushed off for one reason or another. So keep your eye out. There may be some changes in there, not what's already there, but some additions
Additions.
to what's there.
Would the defense thing be one of them?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. So we're looking at another date for that.
Do you want to go on to the outreach
Sure.
report now?
Here's our Clark.
This is a very good format that they're
Yeah.
using here. Very
Yeah,
nice.
he does a-
Isn't it? Isn't it great?
Excellent.
Yes.
I like it.
A lot of information.
Yes.
It just better breaks it down for us.
It does.
I suspect here in the next couple of months, we'll hear, well, obviously a lot more about Shine and fuel assistance will be coming up shortly too.
We even have Meals on Wheels in here.
Yeah. And that's give or take. You know, that's usually
Yes.
that's usually maximum, but that number fluctuates. So you'll always pretty much see those two numbers there. But if it gets higher, he'll let you know, or if it goes substantially
Yeah.
lower, he'll let you know.
Yeah.
Because it
It's-
changed so
it's-
much if somebody's out sick
Yeah.
and it's
It's an approximate
yeah,
amount.
yep.
for
Which
a
I
month.
think is fantastic. You know, we drive around in the course of a month and give 400, maybe 400 meals to somebody, to a senior who wants to stay independent and in their home, right from our senior center, which is huge.
You know, a quick little shout out to the Meals on Wheels drivers. They
absolutely.
and it's not only just in Sutton, in any town. That's, you know, when on a sunny day, you say, oh, well, that's nice. They come through when it's raining and pouring, and they're lifting those coolers with like the milk and the desserts and stuff. Those are not lightweight on some of the bigger routes, even the smaller routes. So they are a terrific bunch. All they get is a little small stipend
Yep.
towards their gas. So they are truly
Yep.
good people
the heroes.
all over.
Yep.
Absolutely, you're so right.
Unsung
Yeah.
And it's for any town in any state who has a Meals on Wheels
Yeah,
program.
it's just so
God bless
needed.
them. really.
That's what I told her.
Yeah.
I told her about
Truly.
each month, let's put something in our contact
Yeah.
you know, about somebody that does something good.
Yeah, the
And
unsung.
I said that to
Yeah.
her. I said we should honor our Meals on
That's a
Wheels.
good idea if, to me, and this is my opinion, if it's done in like a general, when you start to
Yes.
name particular people, or like each month choose a new one, there's always someone somewhere down the road
Feels
that
slighted.
gets, right, it's, well, I do it 3 days a week, and that person was the first
Yeah.
one there. So if you did it like general,
It would be general, so
yeah,
everybody
without
feels
naming
included.
anybody in particular,
But
so.
get their pictures in there, because they deserve it.
They do.
These
But
Meals on
not
Wheels.
their pictures, I don't agree with that.
Oh, you don't?
I
I
don't
think that's
agree.
nice.
No, in general, because, again, Dottie, believe me, we've done things before, remember when Fritzy, for a long time,
right?
did something
Yes,
with the
yes,
general
yes.
volunteers?
Yes.
You don't want to do that, because then you're going to somewhere
Forget somebody.
neglect and hurt somebody. So do it in general.
Yeah, okay.
But
In
at least
general.
put them down.
Yeah.
Somehow.
A thank you, yes.
A thank you, as long as it's general.
Yes.
An article
Absolutely.
on them.
Yes.
At least stating
Yes.
what they do
Yes.
and how important
Yes,
they are.
without pointing someone, like some are long-term drivers, they've been doing it for many years.
Many years, yeah.
And if you just do it without naming names,
Some of those,
Okay, long
It
as
is.
long as they're recognized.
oh, yeah, yeah. And they really are, first of all, they're recognized from Tri-Valley. They certainly are very often. And certainly by any site manager at any site, they always think they're,
But we
you know,
at the
try
senior
to.
center should recognize.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Again, as long as it's general,
Yeah.
without slighting anybody, because that's a hurtful
I can see
thing.
where you're coming from.
Yeah,
Some do it
true.
long time, some do it for a short time.
Right.
And some do it
Yeah.
1 day a week, some do it
Okay.
5 days a week.
doesn't
So
matter.
it's just-
No,
it's
it
just-
doesn't matter.
anytime
If they
anybody
do
can
it-
help out.
If they're just, and there are a few who are just like on call. If there's suddenly somebody can't come in that morning, they'll say, can you drive? And almost all, there's always someone who
Yeah.
steps up to do it.
And
Good,
even
good
though some people get a little stipend, quite often that person donates the money back.
They certainly do.
Back
They
towards the meal
certainly
As long as
program.
they're recognized.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
On
Yeah.
the
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure, sure.
Absolutely. So, a big thanks to Meals on Wheels, and I hope we can continue to support it. Even our meals at the center are very important. You know, when I'm older, I'm going to want a place to go, and you're going to want your kids to have a place to go, and your grandkids to have a place to go. So we have to continue to support these things, or we just won't have them, and they are needed.
They are.
Senior home maintenance, that's pretty neat, actually. Somebody will call. We had a hot snap where it was very warm, and
What is that?
so when it got really hot, this is in particular, we had a couple of seniors call, and they asked if somebody could come over and put an air conditioner in their window. So it's not something I've always gotten into. So luckily for us, we would send over Tim, and he would check and make poor guy. He'd check and make sure the window was stable enough to put it in, and that the socket was a good socket, without putting something in a window that's going to fall out because the window's rotted or something. So anyhow, it's that kind of stuff that is kind of nice to have, because those two particular seniors were a little toasty, to say the least. So anyhow, yeah, bereavement support. Oh, and who better to do that than Clark?
Yes.
I mean, Fritzy was fantastic,
Yes.
and he not only does he know, but he also learned a lot from Fritzy as well. So anytime you're feeling blue
Also
or
experience.
oh, absolutely, and Clark is very, very, very professional in the sense that if you went and talked to him, I myself can't get information out of him unless he feels it's something terribly necessary. I can't get a word from him, just like I couldn't from Fritzy.
Same thing. That's
So if
very-
you went in
that's
there and
very
you shut his door, or if he's meandering around or sitting somewhere else and you want to talk to him, he will take you into his office and shut the door, whatever. He will not tell anybody whatever, ever. He's been with us for like 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. Nothing.
That's very good.
I get blood from a stone.
Great.
So yeah,
Good
so he's
man.
very, very good. So feel free to always, talk to him about whatever you need to. And that's all I
Do
have for
we
that.
have a treasurer's?
Not yet, but
It's okay.
Barbara, how are we doing?
We're doing well.
Yeah, we still have money.
Yes.
Woohoo!
That's important.
We still have money. Hopefully next month I'll be
I
able
would
to.
hope so.
I know,
I
that's
mean, it
just
just
the
started.
beginning. Right,
No,
I
we
know
didn't
it.
burn it all in 3
I
months.
haven't right. I haven't spent
No
it all.
complaints.
So
Okay, then, for old and new business, is there anything anybody wants to discuss? Wally?
I just want to follow up on what Michelle said
Sure.
about this presentation on the 2nd of October. There's been numerous hours and much time, energy, et cetera, put into this whole thing on housing in Sutton, which I know a lot of you people sitting here are aware of. However, we're now reaching the point where a planning board is presenting to the town for town meetings in October, later in October, to put some of these thoughts and ideas into reality. If people just complain around the senior center
Right.
and don't go and vote, it's not gonna work. End of story. And there are a lot of what I consider to be good ideas.
yeah,
People might have some other, suggestions or recommendations. Might be kind of late now to change it, but, we can, for the record, I'm also on the planning board. Some of these things can be dealt with when the developer does bring something into us and we give out special permits, et cetera.
So basically, they're all ears. So if you have suggestions, you have concerns, this is your time. We've waited so long for this opportunity to keep our, seniors here and have some affordable housing and whatnot for them. So please.
And plus, we've also discovered it's very important for the seniors, but there's another large, what I call market segment, and that's, we'll say, young working people who cannot afford to live here. We'll say the sons and daughters, brothers and sisters. I've heard this in numerous places all over town, and they might even work in Sutton, but they can't live here. So this is an opportunity to expand our senior housing, and I've lived in a variety of places before Sutton, and I was reading something the other day. I used to live in Newton. They have the same problem, but affordable housing, and not everybody can afford in the greater Boston area several $1 million just for a condo, which is really these are the
Ridiculous.
going rates. I'm not making this stuff
No,
up.
yeah,
It's just incredible.
It's true.
Let alone, it's obviously cheaper out here. And sooner or later, the goal for the Commonwealth is 10%. That was set in 1969. We've reached the grand total of, when I say 10%, 10% of the housing is affordable. We've reached the grand total of 1.5 in the last 40 or 50 years, whatever that figures out to be. If we do not show that we're making an active effort, and we can get dispensation, shall we say, from the state every 2 years if we're making progress on this thing. Any developer can come in here and do whatever they want without respect to our zoning laws, period. And this has been legally established in the courts of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We have nothing to say. So they can, whatever style they want to put up, whatever the density is, they write the ticket. Now, keep in mind, right now, we control all that.
Right. And you want to continue
We
to
wanna-
control that.
Yeah, we
Yes.
want Sutton to have the same ambiance and the look and all these other issues. We discuss this during our meetings on a regular basis for any project that we get involved with. So I just want to urge everybody to get yourself informed about this, and then when the time comes, show up and vote.
Yes, please.
Because complaining about it to your neighbor isn't gonna,
Do anything.
won't help.
Well, I have a question.
Sure.
When we vote on this, do we vote at town meetings or do we vote at planning board meetings?
Town meeting,
Town meeting. This comes up at town meeting.
yes,
Is it coming up at the town meeting in October?
yes. 3 of them. There are 3, right now we have 3 that are going forward. 3 articles, Jen will explain the detail. One of them is with commercial development, so that's not germane to this topic. You know, and we've changed, I think I mentioned before, some accessibility issues, where we make, you know, so you don't have to go up steps
Yeah.
to get into a unit.
Yeah,
We-
make it
for
handicap
first floor
accessible.
bedrooms.
Yeah.
We're gonna have dimensions for, we'll say wheelchairs within the unit, so you don't have narrow passageways or, we're trying to establish a situation where if you do go in there and you have health changes, you don't have to get out of there and go some other place, because you can't move around. One of the big things here is on any, this continuing care retirement community, which is the project over on Arnsby Road. We are changing the wording on that because we did say there couldn't be any under 18-year-old people living there. However, under state law, if we do that, then we don't get our affordability. It doesn't count, because that, quote-unquote, we're discriminating against
Yes.
somebody. So we're gonna change that thing. The probability, and Jen will go into all this, of somebody with a 1-bedroom apartment, or, condominium, or 2 bedrooms, and having an under 18 isn't really that high. I know people have told me how they're raising their grandkids and stuff, but we don't expect to, out of the 93 units there, to be
Yeah,
getting.
a lot.
No,
a
93
lot.
kids.
no,
So,
no, you-
You know,
True.
frankly.
Understandable,
And that
I
doesn't-
think you're right.
There are facts and statistics to back this up. This isn't just what we
Correct.
quote unquote, you know.
Fiction.
Right.
You know, so, and we're also gonna change it, right now, we just have 10% for a new unit, and we had the villas, and we have Forest Edge, and these are what we call friendly situations where they do a little bit more. We got 2 or 3 more units out of the Wedgewood, that's the Arnsby Road project, and but these are what we call friendly, meaning they
don't have
agreed
to
to
do
do
it.
that. We give them 2 or 3 affordable units, and maybe they get another 2 market rate units. I mean, everything always works out
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
You know, we can't, we want the housing, but we're not dictating, you know, people still have to, underneath it all,
Yeah.
earn something, or they weren't gonna do it.
Right.
True.
And the Arnsby Road project, there might be like 1 or 2 things, but basically that's pretty much gone through. So that's 93 units, and I think we get 12 affordables out of
Yeah.
that one. So that's
Good.
another good thing. Also, I understand from planning board perspective, IBA, it's gone, that situation's gone through. That's in the Commerce Park down in Gilmore Drive,
Gilmore
down in
Drive.
South Sutton. And so that means now that park is fully
Full.
full.
It's full now.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
full now.
It will
Good.
be full.
This is a great thing. This
Fantastic.
brings us
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
commercial tax revenue,
Right.
okay? Also, it's a side note, but everybody's always, you know, where are our restaurants, this, that, and whatever. Well, if we have employment here in the community, it's easier to show potential developers that, you know,
Yes.
You might
Some
have
people
a-
would go to
have a
it.
market
Yes,
for
right,
Yes. Yeah.
right.
and it's not just, well, okay, we got everybody, but, so that's
Perfect.
from a planning board
Yeah.
perspective, but please attend the meeting, any questions certainly be answered, and then
Yes.
your
Then show up to
the 2 or
vote.
3 things to vote on. And hopefully we move forward.
This is the moment we've been
Right.
waiting
And
for.
I think we need
Right.
2/3 of a vote, so.
Right.
Get out there and vote.
These types of things, so it's
Yeah.
on the town meeting, I can't remember I've got it written somewhere, it's later in
Yeah.
October.
Does that go to the town meeting and then to a regular vote, or just can do it
No.
through the town
Town
meeting?
Passes
meeting.
through the town.
Yeah.
If you pass a zoning law change in the town meeting, that's the new zoning law change.
What would be the zoning law change? Isn't this not in a residential area? Are these not in residential areas?
Well, okay, first of all, we wanna change the 10% thing to 15. That's a vote that has to be taken. We're changing the accessibility. All these things that I'm talking about.
It's more
have to be-
like adding or enhancing what's already
have to
there.
be put into law.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't have
And
those.
Right.
I know you sit there and like, why are we doing this? Well,
Mm.
guess what? If we don't do this,
Yeah.
No, but I understand the development end of it, but I don't understand the zoning. The zoning is it housing, is it,
We're not changing the R1 and all that business at this
Okay.
point, if that's your
Alright.
question,
yes.
okay?
That'll
R1, which is
probably be,
95% of the town.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
we're not, no, that's.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think that's.
Yeah,
Well, you know, when they do
Yeah.
that, people
Yeah.
get real confused, where am I
Right.
living now?
right,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What
But
are
we
they
still
gonna
have
build
to
next door?
For the people that do live in R1 and wanna downsize, where are they going to go?
Right.
That's,
Right,
this
Right.
is a,
Right.
hopefully an alternative
Right.
avenue
Right.
for them to remain in Sutton. You've been here, either you grew up here, or you've been here for extended number of decades, and you really don't wanna go some other place and say you're 70-odd years old and start over. I don't know, some people probably look forward to that.
Yeah,
If they did
Some
and you're
don't.
70, they'd probably be in Florida already.
right.
yeah, right. And I'm sure that'll be fully discussed at the October 2nd
Yes.
meeting
Yes.
too,
Yeah.
when Jen.
Is there enough land in Sutton available for all these housings that you're talking about?
Well, there's enough land, because we got 34 square acres. The question is how the zoning is and
Yeah,
certain things that you can do and you can't do, and you're gonna hear about some of that. I don't wanna get into the details
right,
here,
right.
because I'm not on top
Well,
of it.
this is
Yeah.
not the place.
No,
Yeah.
this
I
is
don't
not.
have my-
This-
I
So,
don't have my notes.
Dot, when
Yeah.
Jen, when the planning board comes down on the 2nd, get ready to,
Yeah.
Ask those questions.
yeah, pepper
those
them with questions.
I know,
'Cause
I
I'm-
was Jen Hager sometime, she came down, remember that day?
Yes.
And she showed a
Oh,
lot
this
of
is gonna be
land.
completely different from that.
That's different from that.
Completely
Right.
different. This is everything that's gonna
That
be
was
talked
more of
about.
a planning session.
Yeah, this is gonna
And this is
be,
more of telling what you people
That was to
want.
get input from the community
Right.
as to what
What we
wanted.
Right.
That's,
Yes.
For example, how we, the whole thing started with the senior activity, and then through the results of the meeting down
Yeah.
at the senior center,
Yeah.
and then that night we had one up here.
Yeah.
Is when we started hearing about younger people.
yes.
And
So
we
this is
also-
all the taxpayer, this is all the people in town that wanted this to, well, the people that wanted this to happen.
Yeah.
It's finally,
And the
Good.
other,
Coming.
the other
Yeah.
thing about the younger people is that you don't have what I call segregated communities. And that came through very loud. That, You know, a lot of, it's not like you just take the old people and park them someplace.
Throw them out
You
in the
know.
woods.
yeah,
Well, you know, in a quote-unquote senior housing.
right,
center.
right,
Yes,
yeah,
right,
no,
like,
mingle
yes,
everybody,
senior
Okay,
housing.
Orchard.
yeah,
Yes,
Yeah,
right,
you
because
can't
that's
like
what it
you're
is,
just
it's
there,
just
yeah.
older people.
I don't want somebody stuffing you out in the woods somewhere.
No,
To mingle everybody in together, so.
And Jen will relate this. She went to a situation in a facility in, I think it was Rhode Island, and she's just walking in, and this woman checking her out, like, who are you? You know, whatever. Come to find out, then some young guy comes out and says hi to her, and they go back and forth, and, you know, he says, well, I'm going over here, do you want me to pick up anything for you at the grocery store? You know, it's just back
Yeah.
and forth, that, and I don't think it was done on her benefit. I think it just
Right.
happened, type of thing.
Yeah, that's
So
what
you
would
got-
happen.
You know, so the younger people might have a babysitter, you know.
Or you have a younger person who
You
would
have a
run an
younger person,
errand
yes,
for you.
yeah.
You need
Yes.
to do something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can't put the air conditioner.
Yes,
on,
right.
you know,
True.
or Whatever the.
It's a wonderful time to make some younger friends and vice versa, so.
Thank you, Wally, for keeping us appraised of how things are going.
Really, Wally, you
It's-
have
it's
been
good. Yes, you have.
just a huge advocate for us, and, you know, honestly, you've taken everything that we've said here for a long time and basically
Right.
give all that thanks to Wally, because he's just
It's
been
appreciated.
fantastic in all of this, so thank you, Wally.
Absolutely.
Can I make one
Thank you.
comment? When we go to this meeting, being seasoned seniors, let's write our questions down
Yes,
early.
yeah, right, write your questions down so you don't forget, right, so you don't get there and go, oh, what was I gonna ask?
So get involved in the moment.
Right,
Get your questions.
right,
That's a good point. I was gonna.
Right.
that's, yeah, yep,
Toddy, 'cause
Sometimes it goes over the head.
yeah.
I would have asked that.
Yeah. Okay. So Gail, do you want to just give us a quick update on the Friends report?
Oh, this is September, and September is our gas raffle.
Yay.
And we have 15 prizes at $50 each for those who enter our gas raffle, and they can, it's going to be drawn at the last Friday of the month. I believe it's the 27th.
That's what I said,
Mhm.
yeah.
And anyone interested may get an application from the senior center.
Yay. Those friends,
Very good.
very friendly.
That's the
Kind
friends.
of a fun
Always
thing to
giving
do.
back.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Isn't it almost time for Chain of Lights? Do we want to do a shout out for that?
Yes,
Don't push it.
it is.
Rosemarie's been working hard on
It's
baskets.
not that, it's just
No.
that it's, trying to get from someone to fall and something to.
Well, we like to just call it Save the Date.
Save
And
the
it's,
Date.
it's the
Yes.
first Saturday in December, and of course, as most people know now, it's a chain, I mean, it's a state, town-wide thing. So, and we are one of the trolley stops, plus we have parking. You could,
Yeah, we
lots of
do.
good parking right near the building. Anyway, it's just, it'll be the first, we'll talk
And
more
food.
about it, you know.
Yes, and
Oh,
food. Oh.
yes, just watch for notices in the papers and on the cable. All right, is there anything else that needs to be discussed, or anybody want to discuss anything? No? We'll close the meeting.